Something has shifted in you. You're not willing to let people walk all over you anymore. You're not willing to play small. This is a season of you taking up space and claiming what is yours. There are certain people that have left your life. There's been a lot of changes in relationship dynamics. There's been maybe changes in location or how you spend your time or the kind of people that you want around you. This is a season of choosing yourself, of loving yourself, of implementing the tools that you have gathered along the way. The beginning of this year, like the time that I'm recording this, we have just completed the first quarter of the 2026 year. But this is a timeless message. And the beginning of this year was like training wheels. It showed you pieces of what this year has in store for you. And now it's time to take it up a notch. You're maybe pouring into yourself in a more intentional way, maybe giving yourself more time for things so you don't have to rush, so you don't have to move with that energy of urgency. Getting prepared, staying ready, taking your time. It's like moving with a more mature lens, a more mature perspective. You're also not willing to shrink yourself. That has been something that's coming up a lot lately. Not shrinking yourself to make yourself more digestible for others. You're not willing to shrink yourself just to be more relatable to others. And when it comes to friendships, there's this importance of remembering that you are no one's parent, that people can either pick up the pace to keep up with you, or unfortunately, they will have to be left behind. And I see you in a kind of a, I don't want to say cutthroat because that sounds kind of harsh, but it's cutthroat right now. It's cutthroat season. You're not willing to shrink yourself. That's the main message here. You're not willing to shrink yourself anymore. I would like to see some messages for the month ahead that we have. Any obstacles? Also, what I'm hearing right now is that when you have obstacles, when you face obstacles, remembering that those are inevitable and that when things come up, that does not mean that it's here to stop you or hinder you. It's just a piece of the puzzle. This is an opportunity for you to navigate through a complex situation to gain wisdom. But I see sometimes you get frustrated when there's just obstacles, period, because it's like, damn, does this mean I'm moving in the wrong direction? Does this mean things are not working out for me? Maybe you get confused when these things happen, but the truth is, there's always going to be obstacles in life. And this is just a reminder for you to not be so hard on yourself and to not feel like you're falling behind or you've taken the wrong turn just because you're facing an obstacle. This is just an opportunity for you to navigate life. I'm also hearing that in April, your energy is going to pick up, but not to get so excited and pour all of your energy into things so intensely. Wow. Okay. New endeavors, new opportunities are going to be presented for you, but not every opportunity is meant for you. So this is a season of using your discernment to know what is meant for you. Maybe pausing before, let me have to adjust this card. Maybe pausing before you make decisions, not moving with hasty energy, not rushing. And when I said not to get too excited about things, I mean not giving so much high energy into things just because you feel your energy has come back to you, because you had this season of rest, maybe a season of feeling depleted, but really that was just recalibration. That was your nervous system recalibrating. And so when you feel that energy come back, that's not for you to pour 100, like, how do I word this? I don't want you to burn out here by giving so much of yourself so quick, so soon, so fast that you inevitably fizzle out. And then you're left in that depletion cycle, pulling back completely out of depletion. And yes, you're resting, and that is a part of the process, but this is now for us to have a new approach to things because this does require you to keep yourself grounded, because your nervous system might feel shocked with the abundance that is approaching you, because you know something, you're being prepared for something, and it's kind of like, ooh, what is it? What is it? Like, I want to know. And that patience could feel frustrating, but you know that you're being prepared for something, something stable, something grounded. This is now a time for you to be grounded. Whatever your spiritual practices are, it's time to take it up a notch. Your self care, how you eat, what you listen to, who you hang around. This is a time for you to get incredibly intentional and selective in life, because you have a lot of good coming your way, and you are very attractive right now. I'm going to pull this actually. You're very attractive right now. People are curious about you. They feel pulled and drawn into your energy. And again, it's up to you to be discerning about who gets access to you, because there are monitoring spirits. There are people that do want to steal your essence. And there are also people who mean well. And I could see you kind of being guarded in a way, maybe being closed off in a way, because you have been taken advantage of before in the past. And you have this skepticism about you because you don't want to be hurt again. You want to protect yourself. But it's like finding that balance between having your boundaries. What I'm hearing again is not to give so much so quick, so soon, so fast. Maybe you spend long periods of time alone, and when a new connection, opportunity for a new connection presents itself, like new friendship, for example, maybe being more selective about how much you give at the beginning. Because I could see you giving a lot and then feeling guilty when you feel like pulling back, because you're realizing that maybe you're unsure of how much you are willing to give, if that makes sense. I'm also hearing with this Justice card and the Page of Pentacles, your blessings being on back order. And that was a message that was coming up in previous readings. Like, your efforts are compounding, and because of that, you have blessings that are on back order. Because you took such a deep rest period, and that was absolutely necessary. That rest was necessary. It was meant for you to refill your own cup, for you to recharge your own battery, because this is now a season of expansion, of growth, of opportunity. And the way you show up in life is being reflected in your abundance, in the opportunities that are coming your way. There's so much good approaching you, and it's very important for you to protect your privacy, protect your energy, protect your peace, being mindful of who it is you're letting into your life, and also being mindful of any patterns you see repeating themselves in the nuance of life. So perhaps you always attract a certain kind of person, a certain archetype, and maybe asking yourself why. What is it within yourself that is attracting that archetype? Because you attract what is at your level, if that makes sense. And so maybe if you can reflect on like previous experiences with people that you've had, recognizing where you were at in life and where they were, and seeing how you were an energetic match for one another at that point in time. But you taking this time away from people, from society, this rebirth, this death and rebirth that you have been in, this is that rebirth. Like, you're here, you have been reborn. You're not in that death cycle anymore. That death and rebirth cycle is cyclical, but right now it's like you have been reborn. And so now you get to choose where you go, who you be, who you let around you. Let's see. What else? Let's see obstacles that we should be looking out for. And that doesn't mean go and search, or get worried about what is approaching you. Okay, we got 3 cards. So I'm going to take all of these upright. We have another page. We have Page of Wands. We have the Knight of Pentacles. And we have Strength. Okay, I'm hearing perseverance, perspective. Life is going to look completely different for you this time next year. It's going to look completely different. You're going to be around different peoples. You're going to be around different people. You're going to have more money in your bank account. You're going to be living somewhere else. But I'm hearing a big emphasis on being surrounded by different energy. You're going to get to a place that maybe a part of you doubt would ever happen, but you know it's going to happen. So you don't need to do all this like kicking and screaming along the way to get there, because it is going to happen. It's very much you being rooted in yourself, having complete trust and faith in yourself, and knowing that what is meant to be will be. Otherwise, it wouldn't be happening. This is a new era of you. You're going to be making so much more money than you're going to touch so much money. So much money. And this is now preparing your nervous system for that level of abundance. And it might feel scary. I see you wanting a sense of belonging, and maybe feeling like a resistance to a certain level of stability is what I'm hearing. A certain level of abundance, because that means that certain people are going to have to be left behind. And it might feel uncomfortable, because you might even ask yourself, who do I think I am? But who do you think you are? This is going to require you to be perceived, potentially judged, but what others think about you is none of your business. It's really about what you think of yourself, how you conduct your energy, because you are moving. Look at this, the Page of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles, the Page of Wands, strength, justice. Like, this is a season of expansion, of growth. This is your glow up era. And it might be scary to you, but I think the only fear you truly have is of your own potential, because you see the greatness you can achieve in this world. And it's time to stop holding yourself back and playing small just to appease others, just to be relatable to others. We can't do that anymore. You are not that person anymore. And I could see you hesitant, a little bit hesitant. It's like you oscillate between like this forward pushing momentum and also being hesitant to accept that growth, because you know that you're going to have to lose your old attachment to your past identity and recreate who you are. Start from nothing. Start from nothing. Start from ground zero. And it might feel frustrating, because you have started over many times in life. It's not really even starting over. This is just evolution. This is just the life cycle. So it's not really starting over. It's really just the next step in your life. And it's time for you to take that leap of faith forward. I'm seeing like the Fool card, taking that leap and trusting that the net will appear. You know now that there is a net beneath you. But I still see you standing at the edge of the cliff, just getting that courage to take a leap, because it's like, but stability is predictable. And 2026 is going to be a very unpredictable year. This is going to be a season of things just happening that you did not even see coming at all. You're over here preparing yourself for, wow, look. You're over here preparing yourself for the worst, but it is now time for you to prepare yourself for the best, to hyperfixate on the best case scenario. You're probably having vivid dreams right now, messages being delivered to you in your dreams. Maybe having dreams of like your teeth or your nails falling out, because that is symbolic of vulnerability and change in identity. This is you up at night thinking about your greatness and how you're realizing that the only thing that has ever been holding you back was your own self perceived limitations, the limitations that you have put on yourself unconsciously. Playing small, like you cannot play small anymore. Have the audacity to take up space, to go for what it is you truly want in life, to do what you need to do to keep your energy strong and pure and grounded. Do what you need to do. Pour into your night routine. Give yourself enough time to get things done. Put your phone away when you said you were going to put it away. Eat as many times a day as you said you were going to eat. If you said you're going to eat clean, eat better, then do that. If you said you're going to prioritize rest, then do that. If you said you're going to pour more into what it is you're creating, then take the time to do that. You can sit here and research and do all the behind the scenes work, but it's now a season of execution. We don't need to sit here and plan for the perfect next step. We just need to take a step. The perfect move does not exist. It is now time for you to just make a step and then refine and make another step and so on. I said I was asking for obstacles, but I don't think Source even wants us to talk about that because I don't want you to sit here and search for said obstacles. I really think that the biggest obstacle here is doubting yourself. Playing small, that is coming up a lot. Because you are meant to take up space. You have something to give the world. Look at that. We have the Ace of Pentacles. Like, as much as you sit here and question things, you know that it is meant to go your way. It is meant to go in the best way possible for you. And I know that you know that because this is undeniable good. This is undeniably in your favor. And I see you in the past having maybe been like kicking and screaming, kind of flailing along, like, but then you see that it has always worked out. So it's like almost like I went through all of that just for it to actually work out the way I knew it was meant to. Like, oh, I didn't know everything was going to be okay. Like, look at that. So much good. You're protected. There's no need to worry. There is literally no need to worry here because it's all happening for you. It's all happening for you. I'm not going to pull this, but I do want to keep this in mind. This Four of Cups. I'm hearing patience. I know that this can be like opportunities being presented to you and maybe not liking the opportunities because you're waiting for something specific. But I feel like now is a time for you to, excuse my language, fuck around and find out. Try things with discernment, with like having your own back. Yes, doesn't mean just like say yes and go do foolish things, but this is more so like step out of your comfort zone and say yes to opportunities because you know that this is all a part of the journey. This is all a part of the path. Any detour is in alignment for you because your life is happening the way it was written. It was written for you. And so I see you having such a deep sense of trust right now that there's no reason to panic. There's no need to rush because you've already been proven to that things keep happening way faster than you thought they would. I see you thinking something's going to take a year, 2 years, or even like 9 months, 6 months, and then it happens the next week. Like you've been proven that by source many times, and that is why you are able to have this level of trust in yourself at this point in time. Because you know that you're only ever going to do what's best for you. Unapologetic. That's what I'm hearing right now. Unapologetic behavior. You're not here to please anyone. You're here to do what is best for you. Also, not taking life so seriously. not putting so much pressure on yourself or feeling like you're behind, because you're not. You're learning what you're learning at the exact moment you are meant to be learning it. You are not behind. Let's pull one more card. Whoa. Okay. We have the Seven of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Okay. It's time to have a burial for your old self. It is time to say goodbye one final time to your past life. Because I see you reminiscing and maybe holding on a little bit because you're floating in that void space, that nothingness. And you see the things blossoming around you, but you know that this is a time of being patient. And it can feel very uncomfortable at times because it's kind of like, who am I if I'm not who I was? Really? I'm thinking of this Ram Dass quote where he was like, I can't remember exactly how it goes, but he says something about realizing how puny he is in the world and not being separate from the world. Like he is one with the trees and the oceans and the roses and the bees. We are a part of it all. So when you lose that identity of yourself, you are not really losing yourself. You are becoming yourself. You are becoming more of yourself. You have always been whole. You have always been whole. You're not losing a piece of yourself because your past self is dying. Your past self has died. I know that you can feel like, look at all this good right here. We have the Page of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles, Justice, the Page of Wands, Strength. But then we have these two cards of, although I know that I'm moving in the best direction for me, that is still accompanied by grief at times, because it doesn't always feel great to do what is best for you, because you know deep down in your gut, in your spirit, in your heart, that you know what decisions you need to be making right now. And sometimes it hurts because that means certain people do get left behind. You realize that you must trust your intuition. It is imperative that you trust your intuition at this time, because it's do or die at this point. It's now or never. The time to act is now. To take up space is now. To do what you said you were going to do, that time is now. It is time to put the bad habits to rest. It is time to put procrastination to rest. It is time to put connections that drain you instead of recharging you to rest. If you find yourself consuming more than creating, it is time to check yourself and put those habits to rest. It's so important for you to choose yourself, that if that means you are more alone because you're cutting out certain people from your life, then so be it. You can feel how you feel. How you feel is valid. I'm not trying to take that away from you at all. But at the same time, how serious are you about living the life of your dreams, of creating that life for yourself? Because if you're surrounding yourself with people who, they don't have to be on the same path as you, but at least looking in the same direction, at least share your ambitious nature, at least meet you intellectually, at least also have a similar moral compass as you. So when you let go of certain people, it's like, okay, but thank you next. Thank you next. Relationship has served its purpose. You don't need to have um, any sort of upheaval, but more so move forward with grace and choose yourself. Because at the end of the day, all you have is yourself. I'm going to leave this message here. I love you so much. And until next time.